You know, what I really love about the works of Mr. Sanso is the great reverential love for nature.
His use of color and tone distinguishes him from other artists. He is able to create atmosphere and mood in his landscapes.
It's nature really that impels him to do this, you know, fantastic imaginary landscapes actually.
Sanso's avid reading in literature and philosophy becomes obvious whenever I converse with him lengthily. He claims, and I like to think his claim valid, that his background in world literature and philosophy deepens and infuses larger meaning into his paintings.
Before the war, it was a picnicking ground. We loved the place, and it was really at that period just pure waters. We could almost drink from the. We used to swim, and lovely, beautiful, beautiful days. So later on, it was a place of getting away from the war as much as we could. And what can I say more about that fact that the landscapes, the rocks were. Also, I found out many years after the Montalban that there was an older reason for loving rocks. Is friends of ours who lived in France, friends of ours in Spain when I was a baby. There was a civil war in Spain, so they went as refugees to France and stayed on. Well, in any case, they had pictures of us, of the whole group, and we were in a river just like Montalban. I mean, white rocks and everything like Montalban except the vegetation, of course, which is not tropical. So I have a picture, very blurry, of father, mother, sister, and myself sitting on rocks, standing on rocks, and people all over the place, friends. Okay, so there was something already in the subconscious, if we may, or an imprint of all these things that come and waken up and awaken, and well, they start there from that spark, and it goes on. Later on, you recognize yourself without knowing it. Montalban was a place, as later on, it was in Brittany. Brittany was very significant because of a very lasting, wonderful friendship besides. So for about 23, 24 years, I went every summer to the house of Yves Le Dantec, of whom I must speak because he's a pillar in my background, knowing French, because one of the things I asked him, don't think I'm charming that I make mistakes. I don't want to make mistakes. I said, please, just be kind enough to correct me each and every time I make a mistake. In the middle of a conversation, say, no this, yes, 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 no, 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 no. So he did it for years and years. And well, my French became more or less the level of my English. So that took some doing, because French was my 6th language. So we used to go even the boulevard, or we painted everything around. The burnt out Hayalai, we went to San Beda in Intramuros and the walls. Oh, the cathedral. We did a lot of these things. Manila burnt out. We tried to find beauty in all that, but it was what it was. So then Diliman was a different sort of thing because you had the plain of Marikina, and well, we did a lot of views there. Tagaytay, we did some Tagaytay bits also, and what else? We tried Baguio, watercolors in Baguio. with Harry, with Johnson, with Gat, the cartoonist, and we were four. Johnson and Malang. See, the seascapes came with Brittany. Yeah, because we don't have what Brittany has, is the tides may vary, I mean, from the lowest to the highest tide, something like 12 meters. Can you imagine what it is, 12 meters? Huh? So you're standing here, terra firma, and it happened to me at least once, then I forgot. So I was painting what I was seeing, this and that, and all of a sudden I was on an island. Well, this is a perfect example of my mixture of what later became, of course, with the basis I had of Brittany, and much of it, that then I mixed it with Matabungkay, and I started mixing up things else. Well, in any case, this could be the Batangas area very easily, the sea and the rocks too, but also those who know Brittany see Brittany, and those who know the Philippines see the Philippines. I see both at the same time. So then you have here studies of waves, the wave patterns, because as I said a while ago, you may be standing here thinking you are on solid earth, and all of a sudden the sea goes up so high that you may be just absolutely close to floating. So you have these studies of waves, which of course you could easily convert it into plants if you wish. That is why many of my paintings are started in an abstract way, because what I'm doing is finding my rhythms, my spaces, my composition. Then the subject matter comes after, generally. Sometimes I do intend to do a place, but generally now I've done it enough for me to just let go and just really explode myself painting it and having a grand time with it. So here's an example of, in this case, the balance tips over to the Filipino. Because you have all these baklad things, and the Breton side is, the Bretons would say, yeah, where do we have this on the coast? And for the Filipino, it's immediately bamboos, and you can have it in Laguna de Bay, and definitely. So it's all these, of course, it's difficult to put a very centralized thing. It is because, but I hope my intentions were to do it and yet not fall prey of this centrality. So I hope I did it right. Anyway, you have these what do you call this? Big rhythms like this, and then to show the receding planes. Then here are their big, bulky ones. Then as they go, they become slower rhythms as you go farther away, until you almost don't, you cannot perceive, you cannot feel the horizon. It's so intermixed with the sky. And then this is about, you can say the same thing, these very strong rhythms here. And then as you go along, then you slow down with that's something important in any composition, is your rhythms.
Here in Mega Mall, before it opened, or when it opened, Mr. Hansi asked me to organize a show for Sanso, and it was put in we had a show in one of the units in Building B, second floor, but it was so successful, and that started the art walk. Because it was so successful, so they invited the galleries to come in here.
Sanso has a big demand. So he's, in terms of the market, like he's a blue chip. So I would recommend that, you know, if you're a starting collector or an old collector, to buy a Sanso. For the simple reason that he is bankable and good, no? And good.
Well, the simplicity, the masterful strokes, and of course the colors. No, people get attracted to his colors. Well, you could see the mastery, the simplicity, the poetry dun sa strokes.
I would like to carry the fast moving, meaning the, you know, the corals, the flowers, because those are the easy to move or the easy to understand and so. But if you will look back, during the 50s and 60s, which is the height of Sanso's, well, that was his prime, when he was still a student, and the figurative are the rare Sansos. Those are the collectible, from the point of view of a collector.
Well, in terms of business, no, he's very professional when it comes to dealing with galleries. So that's the thing that I admired with Sanso.
When I enter the houses of old collectors, especially the collectors of before, not the new wave collectors now, no. It is the figurative of Sanso, which he is not doing it. Well, unfortunately, not anymore, no.
As an artist, he's tireless, he's very determined, you know, he's very serious about his art, and he's very consistent. You know, kahit na there's a lot of Sanso works. I mean, really lot, because yun nga, he non-stop painting siya eh. But each one is good. I mean, very, very consistent.
If he was a Filipino citizen, or he would have been a national artist now, or proclaimed national artist, because he is sincere in his work.
Once upon a time, the Sansos owned a large piece of property in Makati, and they had a whole block that they were trying to sell. And at that moment, the Philippine Daily Inquirer was looking for a property. And when I saw this, I thought this might be perfect for the Inquirer. So we bought the land from Sanso Pedret's family, and that is where the Philippine Daily Inquirer is sitting on now. So when I bought the property for the Inquirer, I said, I need a souvenir about Sanso. So I saw that he was selling some paintings, and I saw this particular one, and I loved it, and I said, okay, I'll buy this.
Oh, I have the greatest admiration for him, because I think of him not just a Filipino artist or an artist from the Philippines, but he's really an international artist. And I think I appreciated that when I lived in Europe, and I saw how he is recognized by the top museums in France, in Spain, and even his vision and his way of looking at things is not parochial at all, but very international.
I buy my painting by gut feeling. When I look at a painting, I know I like it, and then I'll buy it, no matter what style it is. And the style of Sanso appeals to me.
In one of my visits to Luz Gallery, that time Luz Gallery was in EDSA. Okay. While I was looking at the drawers, I saw this particular painting. I didn't even know it was a Sanso. And it was a great painting. It was a seascape, and you can see that the waves, the rush of waters, you can see it rushing against the big rocks. And I could feel it, and I was really in love with it. And then I saw it was a Sanso, and the price was right. It was 900. This was in 1980 or 81, and wow, it fits my pocket. So I immediately purchased it. I think months after, when I acquired a book on Sanso by Ding Roses, I saw that it was occupying one page.
In the same way that we have dual citizenship, I suppose he can honestly be considered both a Filipino artist as well as an international artist. He's been exhibited all over the world, which is excellent.
What do I like about it? Well, you know, all his paintings, there's always a moon, so that you see a moon there. And also, but what I like most are these clouds of foliage that he has. It's very interesting, and not many people seem to know how to do it, and he does it so well. That's why I like this painting.
What attracted me are the colors also, and the strokes, different kind of strokes.
And up till this day, see, I got this painting. I never sold it. Up to this day, I am keeping it, and it's one of my precious jewels.
I'm looking forward to owning another Sanso, which is different from this, because I've been seeing a lot of series that's different from this also. So I will be looking for an opportunity to buy another one.
I mean, his works won't fall apart, unlike quite possibly some others who are less of craftsmen. His imagination, which is born out of his international exposure, his willingness to learn and to strike out in new directions. These are, I think, things that artists can learn from Sanso.